Fame couldn't protect them, money couldn't save them, not even their incredible talent or their celebrity statues could stop the painful tragedies that took their lives far too soon. These 10 Nigerian celebrities had the success, the fans, the influence, and the bright future many people only dream about. But sadly, their stories ended in heartbreaking ways nobody expected. Some died in terrible accidents, some secretly battled illness in silence, and some passed away under mysterious circumstances that still leave people asking questions today. Get ready because these emotional stories will truly touch you as we are going to count down the 10 Nigerian celebrities that died way too young. And some of them are almost impossible to forget. So let's begin. Starting our countdown at number 1 is Mohbad. If you want to understand how deeply Nigerians can love an artist and how deeply they can grieve, you only need one name, Mohbad. Born on 3rd January 1996 in Ikorodu, Lagos State, he grew up in the streets and let the street teach him music. He called himself Imole, meaning light, and that is exactly what he was, a light. He broke into the music industry in 2019 and quickly became one of the most exciting voices in Nigerian street music. But behind the music there was pain. Mohbad had publicly accused his former record label, Malian Records, owned by Naira Marley, of assaulting him. Then on September 10, 2023, Mohbad performed at a show in Ikorodu. It could be his last performance. 2 days later, on September 12, 2023, Mohbad was dead. He was just 27 years old. He had reportedly been unwell and had received an injection from an auxiliary nurse. He died shortly after his body was rushed to a hospital. He was gone before anyone fully understood what had happened. What followed was something Nigeria had never quite seen before. His family buried him in the very next day, which raised immediate questions. Why so fast? What really happened? Fans took to the street demanding justice. The hashtag Justice for Mohbad, became a national movement. Police had his body exhumed for an autopsy. Naira Marley was detained for questioning. The auxiliary nurse was captured. The autopsy results came back, but they brought confusion, not clarity. Because of how quickly his body had decomposed, the results were inconclusive. The official cause of Mohbad's death remains unresolved to this day, and that might be the most painful part of all. A 27-year-old man who called himself Light, who had just started coming into his full power as an artist, died in circumstances that no one has been able to fully explain. At number 2, we have Alex Okubo. Alex Ekubo was one of the most recognizable and most loved faces in Nigerian entertainment. Tall, charming, well-dressed, with a smile that could stop a room. Born on the 10th of April 1986, he was the kind of person who made acting look completely effortless. He studied law at the University of Calabar but chose the screen over the courtroom. He rose to early prominence as the first runner-up at the 2020 Mister Nigeria contest. Then his acting career exploded. Films like Weekend Getaway, The Bling Lagosians, and A Sunday Affair made him a household name. In 2020, the United Nations named him one of the most influential people of African descent under 40. Not just a Nollywood star, a globally recognized figure making impact far beyond the screen. His personal life was also something many Nigerians followed closely. His relationship with American-born model Fancy Acholonu was one of the most popular love stories in the industry. In May 2021, he proposed to her and fans went wild. But just 3 months before the scheduled wedding in November 2021, Acholonu called off the engagement. It became public, painful and messy. Then in late 2024, fans started noticing that Alex had gone completely silent on social media. His last Instagram post was in December 2024. He stopped showing up at events, people asked questions, close friends tried to reassure the public, but something was very, very wrong. Alex Ekubo was secretly fighting metastatic kidney cancer. He kept it private. He did not want the pity. He did not want the noise. He just wanted to fight quietly with dignity. In December 2025, his friend and fellow actor Ike Obona shared a video of them together at a wedding. People who saw it were immediately concerned. Alex did not look like himself, but nobody knew just how serious things had become behind closed doors. Then, on the 11th of May 2026, his condition suddenly got much worse. He was rushed to the hospital and placed on life support. He fought for several hours. On the 12th of May 2016, the news broke. Alex Ekubo was gone. He was just 40 years old. The tributes poured on immediately from across Nollywood and beyond. Alex Ekubo was 40 years old. He never got married. He never had children. He fought his battle in silence with grace. The same way he lived his whole life, Nollywood lost a rare one that day. At number 3, we have Odira Nwobu. Odira Nwobu was not just an actor, he was a vibe. Born on May 24, 1982 in Enugu State, Nigeria, he was that actor with the baby face that never seemed to age, a natural comedian who could make you laugh with just one expression. He appeared in over 60 Nollywood films and had also built a huge online presence as a skit maker under the name Joseph Oronro. His content was funny, warm and very relatable. On the 24th of November 2025, reporters had it that Odira was in South Africa. He had traveled there as a part of a group of Nigerian influencers on a business trip. They were promoting a Nigerian-owned real estate company in Johannesburg. It was a work trip, a normal trip. That night, Odera went out with colleagues to a nightclub near Johannesburg. When he returned to his hotel room alone, something went terribly wrong. He was found in his room struggling to breathe. An ambulance was called immediately, but it was too late. Odira Nwobu was pronounced dead at the scene. He was 43 years old. The shock across Nigeria was immediate. People could not understand how a man who had gone out laughing with friends hours earlier was now gone. Then the autopsy results came back weeks later, and they raised even more questions. The official autopsy report revealed that Odira Nwobu had been poisoned. His director, Otto Scout, confirmed the findings were accurate, but admitted the whole situation was deeply confusing. Odira Nwobu was survived by his wife, Gift Nwobu, and their daughter, Christabel, who had only been born in December 2023, barely 2 years old when she lost her father. At number 4, we have Junior Pope, one of the deaths that shocked Nollywood entirely. Junior Pope was one of Nollywood's most loved actors. He was known for playing intense roles, the villain, the hitman, the bodyguard, but off-screen, people who knew him said he was warm, funny and deeply dedicated to his craft and his family. Born on May 7, 1981, he had been acting since 2006 and had appeared in well over 150 Nollywood films. On April 10, 2024, Junior Pope was part of a film crew traveling on a boat on the Anam River in Anambra State. They were heading to Asaba to shoot a new movie. What happened next is one of the most tragic scenes in Nigerian entertainment history. The boat capsized after colliding with a fishing canoe on the river Niger. People went into the water. Crew members disappeared beneath the surface. Junior Pope's body was eventually pulled from the river and rushed to the hospital. Two notable hospitals tried their best to revive him, but to no avail. Junior Pope was 42 years old.
I beg, no vex, yeah? Yeah, bros. Don't leave me there, bro, no vex. Over the love. Don't leave me there, bro, no. Don't leave me there, bro. I got 3 children, I be go raise them. I got 3 children, I be go raise them. Bros, I beg. Oh, Jesus, what is this? Bros, I beg, I beg. I beg. I got 3 children, I be go raise them. I beg, take a small. No, like this is a risk. Swag Nation, see the risk we take. It's okay like this, I beg. Don't speak. See the risk we take, people, to entertain you. Live on direct on River Niger. Whoa. Oh. This one that they hit under.
At number 5, we have Messi Cynthia Genikachukwu, fondly called Ada Jesus. If you are online in Nigeria between 2018 and 2021, you know Ada Jesus. She was a comedian, actress and social media sensation from Olu, Imo State. She graduated from Imo State University and started posting comedy skits on Instagram in 2018. But in early 2021, news started spreading that Ada Jesus was ill, very ill. She had been diagnosed with kidney disease and her condition was getting worse every week. The news shocked her fans. People began fundraising for her treatment, praying for her, sending messages of support. Then came the controversy that made her story go even deeper. In desperation, her family brought her to seek forgiveness from Pastor Odimeje, also known as Indaboski, because Ada Jesus had earlier accused him and Nollywood actress Rita Edochie of staging fake miracles in his church. She had made that accusation publicly in a video that went viral. The pastor was filmed refusing to pray for her at first. He vowed her generations would suffer. Eventually, both the pastor and Rita Edochie said they forgave her, but by then, Ada Jesus was already too weak to fight. On the 21st April 2021, just 2 days after she celebrated her 23rd birthday in the hospital, Ada Jesus suffered a cardiac arrest in the night and was rushed to intense care. She never came out. She had just turned 23. The outpouring of grief from Nigerians was enormous. At number 6, we have Afeez Adesina. The world knew him as Destiny Boy. He started out as a backup dancer for veteran Fuji musician. Then in 2019, he released that cover and everything changed overnight. That sounded unlike anything else. People loved it. In November 2024, he announced the birth of his first child. He was just 22 years old, a new father, a rising artist, a whole bright future sitting right in front of him. Then on January 17, 2026, he was gone. His family said he had been dealing with a long-term illness that caused seizures. His management confirmed his passing. His mother said he had vomited blood before he died. Police in Ogun State immediately launched a homicide investigation. One suspect was arrested. Then the autopsy result came back and they were devastating. The reports found dangerous levels of tramadol in his body. He was 22 years old. He had a baby at home who was only a few months old. Destiny Boy's story is one of the most painful on this list. At number 7, we have Ifunanya Wangene. This one is different because it was not a sickness, it was not an accident on the road, it was not even something any of us would have predicted or prepared for. Ifunanya Wangene was sleeping in her own home. She was a 26-year-old Nigerian singer and architect based in Abuja, born on the 27th of October 1999. She first captured Nigerian attention in 2021 when she appeared on season 3 of The Voice of Nigeria.
Say goodbye,
A voice people called the soprano queen, but her career was only just beginning when she died. On the night of January 31st, 2026, Ifunanya was asleep in her apartment in Abuja. A cobra bit her on the wrist. When she woke up from the pain, she tried to get help. She rushed to a Naira clinic, but they did not have antivenom available. She was then taken to the Federal Medical Center, but it was too late. Ifunanya died at the hospital. She was 26 years old. 2 snakes were later found in her apartment. A snake handler had to be called in to remove them. At number 8, we have Radisamid Adetola, better known as Sanko, was one of those content creators who just had a gift for making people laugh without even trying too hard. He started his content creation journey in 2021, and in just a few years, he had built a large loyal following online who could not get enough of his funny, relatable skits. But in the early hours of Monday, the 1st of September 2025, everything ended in a moment. Sanko was traveling in a car along the Oyo Obomosa Road in Ibadan when the vehicle was involved in a terrible accident. The car crashed into a ditch. Other passengers in the car were injured. Sanko was rushed to the hospital immediately. Reports said he was responding to treatment. People online were praying and waiting for good news, but the good news never came. He passed away at the hospital just hours after the accident. He was reportedly in his mid-20s. Some reports say between 25 and 28 years old. Fellow entertainers and fans flooded social media with tributes. Many could not believe that a young man who had been making people laugh just days earlier was suddenly gone. Sanko was a rising star who never got the chance to fully bloom. At number 9, we have Orwell Ademola. Orwell was one of those people born on the 9th of August 1976 in Lagos State. She came from royalty. She was the granddaughter of Sir Adekunta Ademola, Nigeria's very first Chief Justice. But Orwell did not rely on her family name. She built her own legacy brick by brick, row by row. She started acting as a child, at just 10 years old, on a popular NTA program called Animal Games with Uncle Wole in 1986. Then came the 27th of December 2025. It was a Sunday, just 4 days before the new year. Orwell was at home in Lagos when she suddenly collapsed. A neighbor rushed her to a Catholic hospital in Agege, but she never made it back home. She was pronounced dead on arrival. She had suffered a sudden cardiac arrest. What makes this even more heartbreaking is that just hours before she died, Orwell had posted a video on Instagram, a quiet, reflective prayer asking God for a long life as the year ended. She was 49 years old. The Nollywood family was shattered. Colleagues like Funke Akindele, Mide Martins, and Fatia Williams all poured out their grief on social media. Lastly, at number 10, we have the Sugar Woman. Most people knew her as Sugar Girl. Patience Ugu, or Pat Ugu as her fans called her, was a Nollywood actress who brought so much energy and beauty to every role she played. She was born on the 13th of December 1989 in Enugu State, Nigeria. She graduated from the University of Abuja and officially joined Nollywood in 2026. In just a few years, she had already built a name for herself. Nigerians knew her from films like Lack of Money in 2018, Port Harcourt Lady in 2019, and Twist of Fate in 2020. But acting was not the only thing Pat Ugu was doing. She was also a fitness coach, a beauty entrepreneur, and a permanent makeup trainer. She was building an empire one step at a time. Then on the 5th of February 2025, the news dropped and nobody was ready for it. Pat Ugu had died. She was only 35 years old. Her colleague and her fellow actor Emeka Okoye was the one who announced it on Instagram. You could feel the pain in his voice. Up till today, the exact cause of her death has never been publicly disclosed. Her family chose to keep it private, and honestly, that silence made the grief even heavier. She was 35 years old. She had a whole future ahead of her. So guys, you have come to the end of today's video. Do well to like the video so that YouTube can share it to as many people as possible. Also, subscribe to the channel and turn on your notification bell so that you'll be notified whenever we upload any updates on this channel. Bye. See you on